Welcome. Today, we're diving into a really practical guide to help you perfect your recitation of Surah Al-Baqarah. We're going to focus on a few common but super crucial details that can make a huge difference in how fluent and accurate you sound. Okay, let's kick things off with a quick test. And honestly, this one reveals a mistake that so many of us make. Take a good look at this word from verse 113. How would you actually say it out loud? So if you were thinking something like an nawasara, you are definitely not alone. It's a super common reflex. A lot of us accidentally thicken up that noon sound because the letter right after it, sod, is a thick letter. But the correct way is to keep that noon sound light and thin. And this kind of precision is exactly what we're going to get into today. So here's our game plan. We're going to break down that common mistake we just saw. Then we'll get into the whole idea of thick versus thin letters. After that, we'll cover some key rules for the letters meme and noon. And finally, we'll tie it all together with this beautiful concept of giving each letter its right. All right, first up, let's really unpack that initial challenge and see how letters that are neighbors can sometimes, well, be a bad influence on each other's sounds. So here's the deal. The whole point is that every single letter has its own unique characteristics, its own rights, you could say. We have to be really careful that a strong, heavy-sounding letter like sod doesn't overpower a more delicate, thin letter like noon that comes right before it. You want to make a clean, crisp na sound and then switch over to the thick saw sound. And that whole idea naturally leads us to a core principle that solves so many recitation issues. Just physically understanding the difference between thick and thin letters. You know, the key here is all about your mouth shape. It's physical. As you can see, for a thin letter like kaf, your mouth goes flat, almost like you're smiling. But for a thick letter like qaf, you actually round your lips to make the sound full and deep. And this quote just illustrates the teaching so perfectly. The instructor, Muhammad Ramadan, gives us this incredibly practical tip. It's a simple physical action. You either smile or you round your lips, and that simple move helps you produce the correct, distinct sound every single time. It's genius. You can see this in action right here in verse 113. It's not kala, and it's not kala. It's ka-tha-lika, kala. Go ahead, try it right now. Smile for the ka, and then immediately round your lips for the ka. You can feel the difference, right? Ka, ka. That separation is everything. Okay, next up, let's look at the rule of the clear meme. Because sometimes the goal isn't to change or merge a sound, but to make sure you keep it perfectly, crystal clear, and distinct. So the source material poses this exact question to us. When you have a silent meme, one with a sukoon on top, and it's followed by a letter like ya, what's supposed to happen to that meme sound? Do you stretch it? Do you hide it? What's the rule? And the answer is a rule called izhar. It literally means to make clear or to make apparent. And it's as simple as it sounds. You just pronounce the M sound fully and cleanly, wahum, and then you move right on to the next word, yatlun. No merging, no buzzing, no nasal sound, just wahum, yatlun, clean. Now this is where it gets fun. We just talked about making a letter perfectly clear, but sometimes you're actually supposed to do the complete opposite. Some letters are designed to be merged or even hidden. This is especially true for the silent noon and tanween. Let's break down one of the most common rules you're going to see, idgham with gunna. That just means merging with a nasal sound. And it's basically a simple check. First, you spot a silent noon or a tanween. Second, you check if the very next letter is one of these four. If it is, boom, you merge them together with a nice two-beat nasal hum.
And you can see this happening all over these verses. In khizyun walahum, that N sound from the tanween just beautifully melts into the waw that comes after it. And in kun fayakun, we see a different rule called ifa, where the N sound is kind of softened or hidden right before the fa, which perfectly prepares your mouth for that next letter. It's so elegant.
So let's bring this all home. We've talked about separating thick and thin letters, making some sounds perfectly clear, and then merging or hiding others. So let's summarize what this all means for taking your recitation to the next level. All right, so to recap the big upgrades. Number 1, really master your mouth shape for thick versus thin letters. That's a game changer. 2, know exactly when to make that meme sound perfectly clear. 3, learn the rules to correctly merge or hide the silent noon. And finally, the big one, always maintain each letter's independence. Don't let their qualities bleed into each other. Mastering these will absolutely transform your recitation. In the end, It all comes down to this one beautiful, profound principle from the source material: giving each letter its due right. That's really all the science of tajweed is. It's about giving each and every letter its proper intended sound, its shape, and its unique characteristic. So what's your big takeaway? I want you to really think about this. After everything we've gone over, what is the one word, just one, that you're going to focus on perfecting today? Whether it's separating the sounds in an-nasara, or practicing that smile and round on kadhalika qala, or getting that merge just right in khizyun walahum, just picking one word to master is the real first step to perfecting them all.